Deflategate not over. It continues today with Tom Brady and Roger Goodell back in a New York City federal court this morning. Presidential candidate Donald Trump running to Brady's defense right here on this very program last month.
I think it's ridiculous the way they've treated him. He's a friend of mine. He's a great friend of mine. He's a great guy, and I think it's terrible the way they've treated him. They've got, to spend $10 million in legal fees, and now it's probably much higher than. It's crazy what they're doing. Here's their great star. They ought to go back to play football. This country has bigger problems.
And his wife, Gisele Bündchen, photographed here in New York City carrying some roses the other day, sunglasses, so we don't know how good that plastic surgery was.
That's not her.
No, that's Mike Garafolo, who's here joining us from Fox Sports, NFL Insider. And there he is, Joe Ligotti. He is a Boston personality, radio and TV, and everywhere he goes, he brings personality. But Mike, to you first, what happens in court?
Not a whole lot today. I'd expect more to happen behind closed doors than what's happened in the public. The last two hearings that we've had, the judge has gone after the NFL's case. He's been very hard on them as compared to the NFLPA and Brady. I don't expect that there'll be a whole lot publicly. He'll try more behind closed doors. I think we're spinning our wheels at this point. We're expecting a decision at this week, but as far as a settlement, I just don't see it happening. Both sides are dug in.
You do not think that they can come together and come to some arrangement without forcing the judge to make a decision?
No, because the NFL is so dug in. They want Tom Brady to accept some guilt, accept the Wells report. And the NFLPA and Brady would come off it and say, we'll take a couple of games because we didn't cooperate here. But the NFL is just not interested in that. So these sides have been so dug in at this point. Yeah, well, because they put all the resources and all the time into the Wells report. I just don't see them coming off of it. It doesn't sound like they're willing to.
Joe, your man, he's not willing to admit guilt. It's going to go to a judge's decision. Do you think that's the right decision?
Absolutely. Why do you admit guilt when you're not guilty? I mean, I just hope and pray, please, that today is the day that we could stop. You know what it's like up here in Boston? I mean, it's like you went for the doctor tests. You went into Massachusetts General Hospital. You got your test done. You're waiting for the test results for the doctor to call you. I mean, come on, let it be done. Let's get playing some football.
But Joe,
I mean, we all know Tom Brady will be there.
Joe, but that whole situation with those balls, it smelled as bad as sauerkraut that's been sitting out in the August sun.
Hey, sometimes sauerkraut is good, Dagen, when you put on with a little corned beef, little Russian dressing. That's a Reuben, baby.
But speaking of playing, though, I mean, what are the chances that Tom Brady still plays? Because even if the decision goes against him, you can still appeal and get a stay and so forth.
Yeah, there could be. But the problem with that is, and by the way, I thought this was a non-smoking program. You should have told me. I would have lit one up, too.
I don't think it's lit.
Well,
it's not lit.
Well, let's go for it.
This isn't lit, Mike. Come on.
Yeah, let's start our Monday the right way. No, there's a possibility that if you go for a stay and you try and postpone this thing, well, maybe it could hit later in the year or sometime in January when you don't want it to hit, which would be much worse. So I don't yet know that if the judge does uphold this, what Tom Brady would do. He may say, you know what, I'll serve the 4 games because I don't want this to hit at a more important part.
Joe,
however, I will continue to fight it in court.
Joe, why are you shaking your head?
Because there's absolutely no way that Tom Brady, just like Roger Goodell now, is going to not dig his heels in. You got to remember, Tom Brady's a brand. Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback to ever live. You think you want this little tarnish, this little black mark right underneath his cheek? Absolutely not. Mike, I disagree with you. I say here's what's going to happen. If anything at all is going to happen, it's going to be 1 game. I say no games, but he'll settle for 1. It definitely won't be the first one, okay? He'll raise that banner in Foxborough 2 weeks from Thursday. But I'm going to tell you something. There's no evidence. There's no DNA in the balls. There's no smoking gun, as you said last time we were on together. Listen, I love this guy. He's going to win me a 5th Super Bowl,
and we love you, Joe.
Baby.
All right, you got 2 seconds, Mike.
Not that he'd accept guilt, but maybe that he would continue to fight it while serving the suspension in the meantime, not going for a stay. Joe, smoke him if you got him, buddy.
Mike Garafolo, Joe Ligotti, thank you so much. And